Hi, Nick Duffy here from MMG Golf Performance and Nick Duffy Golf. Here to talk a little bit about just different shots around the greens. I know that time of year where everyone's starting to get back out, hopefully again after some COVID, starting to enjoy their games. And I'll just kind of show you a little bit of what I tend to see around the greens, around the golf course. Typically when I see my players come to need a chipping lesson or something like that, they'll tend to always have the same look, ball pretty much middle to back, hands really far forward. And then they tend to, from there, try to do stuff in swing to hit a different shot instead of sometimes just changing the way they set up to a shot. I know for me personally, I don't like to have to do anything too crazy to hit different shots. If I could make the simplest change, it would just be opening the club face, closing the club face, aiming left, lowering the handle, whatever I may need to do to make it easier, I for sure will do it. So let's just talk a little bit about this shot. This is a pretty standard shot you'll get in Florida. A little uphill, into the grain. You're going to get these shots, a lot of these short-sighted shots here in Florida. So what I tend to see out of students is you either get two people. You get the guy who's playing this shot back, is going to try to somehow bump it into the hill or try to add loft as he goes through, or you're going to get the other guy who's going to play a super flop. So the guy who's trying to play the one with the ball back is going to have more of this look. And he's got to land it almost perfect to get that shot to stop. We're lucky it's so into the grain and so uphill you could play that shot on this one and not be that bad. That one actually you get away with it pretty good on this one. The other one I tend to see is you get the guy who gets it 60 degree in hand. You're going to open this club face, go to hit a super flop. And it's a shot you really don't have to hit on this one. It's a very, you already have the hills are probably about 10 degrees slope up. You got 60 degrees aloft, and then you're turning into probably 70 or 80 to hit this shot. So you can run into a lot of stuff. You can do like what I just did, a little heel heavy, turn the club over, and make the shot way more difficult. So what I just want to talk a little bit about, and I'll show you kind of in the examples I have going on, just different ways to play this shot. So you already saw 60 degree, ball middle, ball back. You still have enough room to stop this shot. You have enough loft on this club with a square face to hit the shot high enough to get it to stop. So that's definitely one way to play it. Play it that way. It's so much more simple than when you go that super, open the face up and try to hit a super flop. When you already have a degree, you already have so much degree of upslope and you're into the grain uphill. Especially summertime in Florida, that ball's going to stop really fast. So you don't have to worry about spinning it that much. So the biggest thing is use whatever is at your disposal. So once again, I have multiple wedges, I have the uphill slope, and I have the grain growing into me. So with all those things helping me out, stop this golf ball, I don't have to do anything crazy with my adjustment. If I still don't feel comfortable hitting that low one, maybe the elevation's a little bit higher, all I really would have to do is just slightly open the face and hit a standard chip shot. I don't have to do much else other than open the face up a little more than normal, grip it normal, and then just hit a normal chip shot. You have enough loft on this club, you have enough slope here, and the grain going into you, it's going to make that ball stop pretty quick. So that'd be kind of the backup plan. If you're still not feeling comfortable hitting a standard one, or maybe it's just a slightly higher elevation where you want to hit a little higher, well, that's when you'd open it up just slightly and hit that shot. With all that being said, there's a couple ways to hit the high one though if you need to. Now let's say we are in, similar situation. Maybe you don't have the upslope helping you. Maybe you don't have the grain grow as much into you. Grains are firmer than normal, and you want to still be able to get that ball to stop. So it'd be two ways to hit this kind of higher shot, and I'll go more of it another time, probably in a little more detail. But one way to do it, this would be the guy who doesn't get a chance to practice that much way. I would say you aim way left, aim the face at the target, just kind of cut across it up there. That ball's going to stop really fast. Pretty easy way to play it. It's going to be a little more difficult to judge the distance every time, but it is definitely a way to play it. The other one that I'd say better players do is more square setup and lowering the handle. So this way, when you lower the handle, effectively you get this club face aiming more left, even though it's open to the target. So basically, there's two different ways to play that shot. There's multiple ways to play this shot. But what I don't want you to do is just think, okay, I'm short-sided, pins up, elevated green. oh, I got to open the face and hit a super flop to get the ball close. Because you don't, and it's going to actually cost you a lot of shots long run. You know, use the slope, use your lofted club, play a standard chip shot, and you'll probably get up and down way more often than when you try to go for the high creative one. This one's way less dangerous and way easier to play. So overall, think about the shots you have around the green, think about the tools you have in your hand, and what elements are going to affect the shot. That way you can make your shots around the green way easier and not have to think about it.